Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be being focused and driven creates attraction. Well, I've got a pretty short email that I'm going to go through with you today. Guy writes in just some comments about what he's noticed and how he's become more focused and driven in his work and how that has helped improve his overall desirability and attractiveness to the pretty ladies that he encounters. So I have a quote that I wrote on this topic, and we're going to go through his email. I'm going to point out some things that are really important on this topic. So the quote says, "Women love men who have goals and ambition. Men who either lack goals and ambition or who simply are too timid and shy to go for what they want in life simply do not embody what masculine energy is and don't understand how this creates sexual polarity and desire in feminine women. Masculine energy is all about purpose, drive, mission, succeeding, accomplishing, breaking through barriers, and achieving goals. Men who embrace their innate and natural alpha male drive and desire are the embodiment of why women find successful high-achieving men to be so sexually attractive versus average men. Successful men take action. They view imperfect action as being better than no action at all. Why? No matter what happens, they will get results that they can learn from to improve, refine, enhance, and adapt their approach. Unsuccessful men are in a perpetual state of dithering, procrastinating, questioning themselves, their worthiness, and their ability." So let's go through his email. He says, "Hi Corey, I just bought your book. I've watched a lot of your videos and I find them very interesting and insightful. I have had battles of my own in how I have overcome depression." Well, let's look at that. What is being depressed? What do people typically do when they're depressed? They feel sad and they're not taking any action. And one of the best things that you can do when you're in one of these unresourceful states or things aren't going the way they seem to be going is to get yourself busy taking action. Because when you're suffering, when you're feeling the effects of being depressed or sad or bummed that your girl left you or you hate your job, whatever it happens to be, you're thinking about the future or you're thinking about the past. You're not living in the present moment. And since you're not living in the present moment, you basically want reality to be other than it is. And the best thing that you can do to bring your focus back down to where it really needs to be in the first place is to focus on what action you need to take right now in this present moment. Because as soon as you start taking action, even when you don't feel like it, you get busy, you start moving forward, and especially if you start completing things and getting tasks done, you're no longer focused on the past and you're no longer focused on the future. You're focused on the right now, which at the end of the day, it's the only moment that exists. And so when you get focused right now in the present moment, you start taking action towards where you ultimately want to be. And achieving any big long-term goal really is just breaking it down into little small daily goals that can be achieved today. So when you're in a rough place, it's like if you're sitting at home feeling sorry for yourself because you don't have anybody to go out with or whatever it happens to be, take a shower, shave, get dressed, go to the fucking mall, and start talking to people, start interacting with people. Get out there and participate in life. If you hate your fucking job, maybe you go to lunch. And then on your lunch break, you're doing some research on the internet to find potentially better jobs where you can send your resume in or follow up on resumes. The idea is not to be busy, but to be productive. And when you're productive and you're doing things proactively to change your life, you get in the present moment, and because you're so busy, you don't have time to be depressed, which really is just worrying about the past or what may or may not happen in the future. The only thing you have control over is what you do right now. And if you're just sitting idle, you're going to be worrying about what's not right about your life. You're going to be worrying about what's not in your life that you want in your life, or the people that you'd like to meet or that you want in your life that aren't in your life. It's the best thing that you can do when you're in that shitty, unresourceful state is to start taking action. Just like I said in the quote, even if it's imperfect action. Because either way, you're going to learn something. When you take action, you're going to get results, good and bad. And when you get those results, you can learn from them. You can adapt your approach and change your direction and continue to refine it until ultimately, someday, you end up where you want to be. He says, I used to have medium success with women, but I wasn't very good at keeping a woman because I was always behaving indifferently. Thanks to your... Another thing is, a lot of guys might be great at asking women out and going out on a few dates and hanging out, having fun and hooking up, but nobody wants to go past the second or the third date. And that was pretty much what my 20s were like. But the good news is I was very driven and very focused on what I wanted to become, so I had that going for me. When you're good at charming women or talking to women or just getting them to open up and talk to you, which creates rapport and attraction, and then they find out you don't like what you do, you're not having fun, or worse, you hate your fucking job. And then the conversation comes up, especially like if you're going out on many dates with many different women, at some point, what do you do for a living? That's going to come up. And if you're ashamed of what you do, or you feel that you're not really utilizing all your skills, your gifts, your talents like you could be, what do you think the expression is going to be that's going to come over your face? If you don't like your job, you're going to be smiling, excited, and be like, oh, fuck, I hate my job. I hate getting up every day and going to work. Or, you know what, my job sucks that I got right now, but it pays the bills, but I'm really looking for a great opportunity, a great job, or I'm going to night school, or I'm going back to school, or I'm building a business on the side, and that's what I really want to do someday. It might take me 5 or 10 years to get there, but I'm going to get there because you know what? It's just a matter of time and repetition and learning from my mistakes. Eventually I'm going to get there. If you have something to look forward to, if you have some positive thing that you want to achieve, a compelling vision for your life, if you will, meaning something that gets you up early, even if you have to go and work a crappy job, when you're not working your crappy job for somebody else, you need to be focused in your time to either better your career or to be building your business somehow, some way on the side and scheduling all that stuff in there. The healthier you are, the better the quality of the food that you eat, the more you exercise, the more energy you're going to have, the sharper you're going to be, the more efficient your decisions are going to be. You're not going to need as much sleep as, say, somebody that's eating McDonald's all day long for their diet. So you're going to get more done. You're going to be more productive because you simply feel better. And when you feel better, you're going to look better. And when you feel better and you look better, you're going to naturally be more attractive. It's not just about what you say to women when you're with them. It's about what you got going on in your life. What do you have going for you? Are you a guy that is going places? Even if you're not where you want to be right now, you believe someday you're going to get there. That's what women like. They like a guy that is successful at getting what he wants, at least taking action and moving in that direction, and he has hope and positive expectation that eventually he's going to get there. He says, thanks to your videos, you have given me a lot of insight into how the dating world really works. I have started down my path of becoming an alpha male, and I have managed to achieve some results in the way I conduct myself around women. And notice what he's becoming conscientious of. He says, my posture. And on my website, on the right-hand column, there's a couple of videos where I talk about network chiropractic care. This can really dramatically help your overall sense of well-being, health, your confidence. You just feel more confident. If you've got a network chiropractic doctor in your area and you can afford to go to one, it's a night and day difference in the quality of your life, your happiness, what you see on your face. So he says, my posture, my dress, my career, and my mannerisms have completely changed. I used to be a wild guy and it turned tons of women off from me, but now I'm becoming more focused and driven, and I'm beginning to embrace my masculine core. So it sounds like he really didn't have any direction in his life, wasn't really focusing on being driven and trying to achieve something. And so, sure, he might have been fun to hang out and have fun and hook up with, but other than that, other than being maybe a great fuck buddy or friends with benefits, as far as a long-term relationship potential, when women really got to know him, and the fact that he really just seemed to have no direction, had no goals, no ambition, they never seriously considered him for long-term relationship material. He says, I released the need for approval, and it's all due to your selfless acts of time and sharing your great videos. I still feel there are areas with women I want to improve upon, so I will apply myself even more to the things I am learning in your book. It's the cumulative effect of everything you're doing. It's what you're saying, what you're doing when you're interacting with women, and when you're not, what you're doing with your career, what you're doing with your business, what you're doing with your body, the kind of foods and the kind of water and fluids that you're putting in your body, the kind of exercise that you're doing, the kind of cardio exercise that you're doing. You got to do weight training and you have to do cardio to be in peak condition. And if you have a good network chiropractic doctor that is near you, that will help you even more. It's like 1,000-time improvement into your body, your physiology, your frame, your structure, and your overall sense of well-being. Also has to do with who you spending your time with. If you're spending your time with a bunch of people that never have anything positive to say, they're always negative, they work in shitty jobs, they're not interested in reading a book like mine, or they don't really give a damn about all the great things that you're learning from my YouTube videos or my book or my articles, and instead of having something positive to say about that, they say, what kind of a guy goes and seeks advice about women from some dude on the internet? What kind of a loser are you? If you got those kind of people in your life, maybe you should hit the fucking delete button. Because life is hard enough. You want to surround yourself with a peer group of like-minded people who are striving to become all awesome in their own lives, and they're doing the same thing for you. And that's one of the things that I noticed like right after I got out of high school, is that I knew what I wanted, I knew where I was going, and why I wanted to get there. And over the years, especially like as I went through my 20s, a lot of my best friends that I hung out with in high school, when we got into our 20s, a lot of them settled. They didn't, some of them joined fraternities, and they didn't do very well in school, so they couldn't get into the colleges that they wanted to in the school that they were going to, so they couldn't get to the degree that they wanted. So some of them settled and got a bullshit degree in sociology. And I remember one of them, he was in a popular fraternity, he was very popular in high school, he played in a band, and then he fucked around because he was in a fraternity all the time, and he partied, he had a great time. I used to go up and visit him at University of Florida. And then a couple years after we graduated, I'm driving around in my twin-turbo Lotus Esprit, 350 horsepower, great car, and then he's fucking sweeping floors in an auditorium. We're basically working as a janitor. And eventually we just kind of, he didn't feel comfortable being around me because I was achieving the things that I wanted, and in his mind he was kind of a failure. And I since lost touch with him, but that was just one friend out of many that I had, and I just didn't, you don't hang out with people. When you're talking about things that you want to achieve and where you want to go, if you got like-minded friends, you want to hear about what they're doing as well, because maybe you learn something from them. You share stories, and you can encourage each other. But if you got other people around you who have zero interest in improving themselves, they're not growth-oriented individuals, the more successful you become, you're going to realize that they're going to be kind of pulling on you or trying to drag you back down to their level because they don't want to lose you. Definitely things to consider. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.